Hello everyone, welcome. This is InSeph here, and in today's video we are going to understand a bit more about the palette selector. This functions right here that allows us to change our palettes to other palettes. That's the thing. That's it. Let's just small the volume a bit. Okay, so it's very important to say that this guide video is specifically for academic characters. Okay, this may not work for other type of characters because the palette system is a very subjective code that depends on the character. So for the academy ones, this will work. For other characters, I have no guarantee that will works. But if you watch the video, I hope you are going to be able to understand a bit more about how the palette works, and maybe the content will help you somehow to understand how the other palette system works. Okay, so let's go. Once you understand how the palette system works, you can be also able to create your own custom palettes. Okay, besides the academy characters, some specifically characters cannot works due to some sprite limitations, but we are going to cover these some examples in a few minutes from the video. But for now, let me explain to you how it works. Okay, so as you can see, I'm using Goku Super Saiyan Blue, and let me just start. So once we start the match, this is like the pre-intro. We have these options, so we can select to left and right the following palettes. As you can see, there's a specifically order because, for example, the green is always after the white palette and etc. So there is a specifically order. It's not random. And as you can see right here, we have this sidebar, the right sidebar, and if you are not if you are not able to see, you can do this pressing the organized button, or if somehow it's not showing, you can active right here. So as you can see, we have the group 1 and the index 1. Each index is a position for the code search the palettes. So for example, as you can see, the second index I'm going to call as a position because it's pretty more simple for me to say. Okay, so the first position is the original palette. Usually the group 1 and the index 1, it's the main palette, the main original palette. That's my way to do the characters. But other creators does not have this method. But keep in mind, for the academy characters, most of them you are going to use the group 1 and the index 1. So the second indexes, but the same group, will contain another custom palette. For example, this one has a blue shirt and the orange clothes. Okay, so the third one has these colors, and that goes on for the others palettes. As you can see, Goku has 80 palettes. So once you move again, we are going to go to the second group. This is a bit more advanced part, but basically he has a Kaioken mode. So the Kaioken mode uses the same original palettes, but has some red skin tone, as you can see. So we have to keep the same order from the group and the indexes, but with the differences of the skin tone. But as you can see, only changes the group, but for example, the indexes are the same. This one is inspired by Vegito, so the group 2 and the index 7 is the same, but with the Kaioken skin tone. Of course, this is specifically for Goku, which is an advanced character, since he have these two palettes. But for example, for Gohan, we have only one group, since he does not have an alternative palette during any other mode. So as you can see, this is the same concept. We have the same group, same one group and the other indexes. So as you can see, there's also some colors right here that represents the color of the sprites. So basically, with all this in mind, basically how can we change or create a new palette? Let's do some tests. So let's go. So with the character selected, we are going to open the advanced palette editor, and let's do some zoom. I like to do this. And as you can see, we have the palette of the character, of the sprite itself, this sprite specifically. If we change, we keep the same palette right here. Okay, so this is an example of a sprite that had the sprite's color separation. So right here we can see exactly which part of the sprite has a specific color. For example, this part right here, it's related to this part of the sprite. Okay, so you can basically change and customize this specifically part of the sprite. All right, for example, this other part right here, it's the skin tone, so we can manipulate these specifically parts. Okay, so for example, let me create the Goku Super Saiyan by just doing this. Okay, this almost, so it's not completely red, but it's not completely yellow, but well, just this is just a thirst. This is just example. We are not going to use these options. So all right, I did customize the palette, but now how can I use it? There's two ways to do this. Once you finish the customizing, once you finish the customization, you can go right here in the save current palette to a new file. For example, I'm going to use 1.9, or you can go, if you want to save directly into the character, you can go right here in the save as group index sprite. So you can specifically the group and the index. It's important that you don't put existing indexes, because this will overwrite the current indexes. Okay, so it's important that you use a high number that is not going to that are not being used. Okay, just to prevent any issues, or you can save as a file and add later. So I'm going to use as 9, and all the new palettes will be to the last position, but we can adjust this by clicking in the organized and change it to the palette mode and clicking on auto. Okay, so now we have these palettes in the 9th position, and if we want to customize this palette in specifically without creating any new palettes, you can just open it again, the palette selector, and actually let me just run right here to show how it's working. So this is in the 9th position. As you can see, you can use now the Super Saiyan. Actually, it's not Super Saiyan, but you understand the point. So if you want to customize that palette in specifically, you can open the palette editor and select the group and the index that you want, and of course we can change the colors again, for example as red. Let me just do some random stuffs. So with control selected, we can click in the palettes that we want, and you can do a mode selection. So I'm going to just select all the colors and change some hue of the character or saturation, some heads or green or blue. Okay, so I'm going just to do some for example evil Goku, evil purple Goku or something like this. I don't have so much creative to create palettes, but anyways, so for example I did this customized version of the 9 indexes. So how do we keep the this instead creating a new palette? Well, it's very simple. You just need to click right here in the commit changes to the current palette. So these changes that we did will be saved in the group 1 and index 9. Okay, so just by clicking this, we applied the changes. Okay, so now we can use the palette. Let's call this zombie Goku. So now there's a issue. As you may remember in the first minutes of the video, we have for Goku we have the Kaioken mode. So let me use the Kaioken. Requires to charge this tactical bar. So what happened right here? The code itself is looking for the group 2 and the index 9, the same of this, but the group 2. However, there is no group 2 and index 9. That's what's happening. So the character tried to use that palette. However, since there is no palette, they return it to the original one. So how can we fix this? Basically, for example, we just need to create a copy of this one. So I'm going to change the skin tone to try to be more head, increasing the head color just for tutorial examples. And we can change and we can save as a new group with the group 2 and index 9, and of course do the same organized thing. So now we can see the group 2 and index 9 right here, and once we can use this in the Kaioken mode, which is the awakening, now we keep the same palette but with the Kaioken mode. Okay, so for Goku, that's the example. So as I said few minutes ago, this is an example of a character that has a very detailed. So this is a character that contains all the palettes with specifically colors. So like I said, we can change the colors of the hair and it won't interfere in any other part of the character. But we also have some examples that probably will not going to work so well. So for example, this other character is Shinsuke Takasugi. This is an old character that I worked a few years ago, and of course in that time we didn't have specifically treatment for the palettes like is today, like in the current project. So as you can see, he does not have any other custom palettes, and the original palette, it contains all these colors. But if you compare the sprite itself with the amount of colors, probably colors has more compared to the colors from the sprite. But well, as you can see, this is not so detailed as Goku. So for example, if we want to change a specific color, we are going to open the advanced palette editor and use this picker option. So we can select the color that we want, and we are going to detect it right here in the palette, the positions. So with these positions, we can manipulate the colors by using this hue modification, or we can manually select these colors and change for specifically color. But there's a issue doing this because sometimes we lost the sometimes we lost the position. So that's a way to do the thing. So for example, right now, if I want to change to reds, let me just see, dark reds, and this is the more dark reds, and this is a clear light heads. All right, that's not so cool, but it's a result. So let me just do again. So if I wanted to create a customized palette for this, for example, I would just do this and save it as 2, and for example, blue save as 3, and let me see, reds save as 4, and we can change a bit more for some like can we have origin? I'm sometimes I don't know exactly how to have a good color, so it's most time just doing some tests and see if the colors looks good or not. So it's very subjective. There is no rule for this, you just need to continue testing until you find a good color. So as you can see, also there is a few details. For example, for this sprite itself, since it's not with a sprite color separate, we cannot, for example, change only the parts, the the part for the legs, for example. We just need to change the entire color. As for the skin, for example, you can change the skin and we'll change the entire character. For example, this is the zombie Takasugi. Another zombie appeared. So the same as I did with Goku, we can just adjust the palettes to appear right here in the positions. So if I just missed the correct index, we can just adjust right here and save it. So once we run the project, we can see the palettes working. Zombie Takasugi with blue Takasugi. Okay, and that's it. And well, that's how you can create your custom palettes for the academy characters. And here's the best part. With all this created, I'm going just to remove this and keep the others. I think the others are pretty cool. You can share these palettes in the Discord server for other members downloads, and maybe I can add these palettes to the original versions of the character for future updates, of course. So to share in the community is pretty simple. You just need to save the group right here. You go right here and save the palette as a file and select the group 1, and I'm going to save right here in Takasugi and palettes. So we have all the palettes from the character. Of course, the palette 1 is already in the character, so we don't need to send the original palette. So we are going to send only the 2 and the 3 and the 4. And of course, it's interesting, of course, for the sharing in the Discord server, it is interesting to share some previews of the palettes. So I'm going to just take some screenshots, and let me just take these screenshots and put right here. And well, we could just palette 2, 3 and 4. We have all these palettes, and we can create a new post right here in the shared palettes channel. For example, Takasugi palettes. Oh shit. Okay, so you don't need to explain, etc. You just need to put some previews, 3 images, and of course the palettes that you want to share. So would be something like this, 3 custom palettes for Takasugi. So would be something like this, and people could download this and add in their own characters. Of course, I didn't show the part that we add, so I'm gonna just delete all these palettes that we created. And for example, if I would like to download that Takasugi custom palettes for the community, from the community I would just download and go right here and add one or more palettes, and I just select this, select the group and the indexes. The first position that we'll be adding, if I add as a 1, will overwrite the original palette, so we just need to add in the next sequence, so will be 2. So as you can see there, the order got a bit confused, I think, not sure. So we got all the palettes. I hope I have covered all, at least the more important parts from the palette system, and how can you add and how can you export your custom palettes. Share in the community if you want, of course. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I see you in the next one.